Part 68 of Don't Say Schwarzenegger. In this part, plaintiff Jeremy Findel testifies, and defendant William Joelson will attempt to testify, and it gets crazy with that one. Okay, so before I get into the witness testimonies, we're going to talk about clothing again. So on this day, we are now on Friday, July 16th, at the end of the second week of this trial. So I noticed that Shawn Driz Alberto Driz and William Joelson all wore matching navy blue short-sleeved polos, all matching polos. Again, these are guys, like, they have, if you have money and, like, you have access, not even money, but, like, you're supposed to dress nice for court, and especially if you're very rich and wealthy, you should wear a button-down and a blazer. Like, that's just how it works. And these guys just refused. It was t-shirts, but everything was always a shade of blue and then matching, so that was weird. So remember in my previous part, the judge caught them, like, she found out I was telling the truth on the stand, that Alberto and Maurice were caught in the criminal thing years ago, dressing identical, but then, like, having different clothing that they would switch with different colors and stuff. So it was just, they were caught. And so on this court day, they came the next day, and this is what they did. So Shawn Driz is sitting there, and he's got his, like, his blue polo short sleeve shirt on, and over his shoulders he had a baby blue cashmere sweater, like, draped over the shoulders and then tied in the front, like Buffy. And he only wore it like that for the first 30 minutes, and then they took a bathroom break. When they came back from the bathroom break, Alberto Driz was wearing the sweater, like, wearing it. And it was just so funny. It was like a bright baby blue cashmere sweater. And it was so funny because they were trying to show the jury, look, it's totally normal for grown men to only bring two shirts and switch them out on bathroom breaks. This is totally normal. See how we just did that? Like, it was so obvious and stupid. I loved it. Okay, let's get into Jeremy Findel, the third plaintiff of the three of us, my brother and I, and then Jeremy. So he gets on the stand. He is a big guy, and he's one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. I mean genuinely nice, not like people that are nice to people that can do something for them. He's genuinely a good guy. And like I said before, he could have done a lot of damage that night because he's big, like a football player, and he didn't. And we told the police that in our statements from the very beginning, that he just put his arms out around my brother's body and just took the hits and the strangles and stuff, but he never hit anybody. And we told that whole story before we ever even knew about the security footage. And when the security footage came out, it was exactly what we said. So there's that. Okay. So Jeremy's on the stand, and they ask a little bit about himself, and he runs a center for autistic kids. The night of the incident, he saw 5 to 6 people attacking my brother, Matt, the other plaintiff. He also saw my body on the ground motionless, and he saw Alberto and Maurice Driz kicking my body. Okay, this part just, I lost it when he said it, lost it. He was asked about how he saw, like, the differences in Matt and I from before and after the assault, and he said that Matt and I are different now, trying to appear relaxed and happy, but not. He said that seeing us reminds him of his mom because Jeremy had just lost his father, and his parents had been married like a million years, very in love. And when his dad passed, it would, like, break his heart when he would go to, like, see his mom to go have lunch with her every week or whatever, because he said that she would, like, try to be strong for the kids, you know, and try to pretend to be happy, but she wasn't. Yeah. It kills me that, you know, because we did, and we do, we try to smile and try to be normal, but it's exhausting. I also remember when he was talking about this, Shawn Driz, like, elbowed his uncle Alberto and, like, snickered and, like, whispered something, and they both had a little laugh. So, yeah. Okay, I'm back. So then Jeremy on the stand says that William Joelson kicked him in the head, and because of that, he's had permanent hearing loss. I think it's in his right ear, because I just remember, I didn't know that he had permanent hearing loss until we were at the trial, because I hadn't seen Jeremy in a long time, but, like, every time we were sitting in a row, and I'd be like, hey, Jeremy, blah, 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 he'd have to turn his whole body and be like, can you tell me on this side? And I'm pretty sure I remember having to move seats and sit on the other side of him so I could have a conversation with him, because he just couldn't hear out of his right side. So serious damage and nothing paid by the defendants. 3.5 years. Yeah. Then at this point in the trial, Shawn Driz is like, I'd like to make a statement, not cross-examine, but I'd like to make a statement. And the judge was like, no, beat it. So then Alberto Driz, remember, they're pro per, so they're their own attorneys. They get to ask questions and stuff. And Alberto blames Jeremy for not calling 911 on Alberto. And then out of nowhere, Alberto goes, by the way, she's 5'5", she's 5'4". Just wants to make me shorter because I couldn't have jumped that fence. Ugh, redundant. And at this point, the judge is just sick of this too. And she goes, she's 5'6". She told us. Then Findel on the stand says that he witnessed Shawn Driz that night destroying evidence. He was smashing the TMZ camera. And I feel like I saw that too. And I think I testified to that as well. But I remember a big camera. And at the time, we didn't know it was a paparazzi. We just saw a camera being smashed by the guy that they were beating up, Jacob Castellan. And then Findel also said that he witnessed all three Drizes standing beside my motionless body on the ground. Oh, and at this point, Maurice Driz was allowed to, because of his cancer, he was allowed to not be in court, but just be there via Zoom or via speakerphone. And once all this happened, he just hung up and left. So, and that's the end of that court day on that Friday. So now we are to the following Monday. It's July 19th, 2021, and William Joelson is set to testify. However, again, brace yourselves for this information, but he was late to court because he said the freeway shut down. And we're about almost 2 weeks into the trial, and it's becoming abundantly clear to the defendants, the plaintiffs, the jury, the judge, that these guys are nothing but criminals. They're violent. They're liars. It's very clear as day. So this Monday, the three Drizzes showed up wearing button-downs and blazers for the first time. And William Joelson, when he finally got to court, he was wearing a navy blue zip-up, like a sweater or whatever. But they were actually dressed like they were trying to be respectful of the court for the first time. Okay, so get ready for a lot of lies being called out with receipts, screenshots, evidence, all of it. It's amazing. So William Joelson is on the stand to testify. And one of the first things he says is that when this event happened outside of the Nice Guy Bar in 2015, he was already outside with the entire group when the TMZ fight started. He says, I observed it develop and take place. This is very important. I mean, we all knew this. It's very important, though, because when I get back to Ray Nicholson down the line after the trial ends and everything, I'm going to read you Ray Nicholson's deposition and the new narrative that they tried to develop for the civil trial, which was a completely different narrative. And Ray Nicholson was going to be the one to implement the new narrative. And that narrative was that there was nobody outside but the older gentleman, Maurice and Alberto Driz, and that Ray was the only one out there. He was sober, and he happened to just be waiting for the valet, and he witnessed them alone, these two old, innocent men getting berated by the valet and then getting attacked by, assaulted, verbally attacked by the TMZ guy, and that saying that TMZ started this whole physical thing. That was the new narrative. And that Ray's gonna say, oh, and then once they were being attacked by TMZ, that was when Shawn, their loyal son, happened to come out of the bar after many, many, many drinks. They really, really say a lot of drinks. Shawn comes out of the bar and all he sees is his father being attacked, an old man. And so that's the new narrative. But William Joelson gets on the stand and he blows that deposition of Ray's out of the water immediately by saying, nope, I observed it all take place with the whole group. That's what happened. And then he says, how much time? Oh, you know what? I'm going to finish William Joelson's in the next part. Okay, thanks, guys.